Good morning. Here is your global news report for April 6, 2026. The international situation is currently defined by three major axes of tension: the crisis of military conflict between the United States and Iran in the Middle East, the continuation of the Russia-Ukraine conflict in Eastern Europe, and China's active geopolitical and technological expansion. Amidst reports of escalating Iranian attacks in the Middle East and Ukrainian drone attacks within Russian territory, Pope Leo XIV has called for peace, underscoring a global rise in anxiety and the risk of conflict. As President Trump's final warning regarding the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz approaches, Iran has rejected it, claiming to have destroyed a U.S. aircraft during a rescue operation for downed U.S. airmen. Reports of escalating Iranian attacks on U.S. and Israeli allies suggest a direct military confrontation and impact on regional infrastructure. The Russia-Ukraine conflict persists, with reports of Ukrainian drone attacks targeting Russian territory, specifically oil refineries in Nizhny Novgorod and port facilities in the Baltic Sea. Russia claims occupation of Luhansk Oblast, and while Pope Leo XIV calls for peace, Germany is reviewing conscription, indicating a widespread impact across Europe. China is demonstrating a structural challenge to Europe through increased investment in North Africa and accelerating strategic technology development, including space-based solar power plants capable of disrupting military communications, ultra-large underwater drones, and hydrogen-fueled aircraft. It emphasizes its relationship with Africa and Latin America as the only true partner, showcasing its geopolitical influence both domestically and internationally. Next, here are the key stories from the U.S. Military tensions with Iran have reignited, prompting a rescue operation for downed airmen. Domestically, the widespread adoption of GLP-1s is impacting the fashion industry, raising concerns about a potential decrease in plus-size clothing options. A U.S. Air Force F-15E fighter jet was shot down over Iran, and the injured airman was successfully rescued by a large-scale operation involving hundreds of U.S. military and intelligence personnel after evading capture for over a day. This highlights the extreme risks involved in the ongoing conflict. U.S. President Donald Trump has demanded that Iran reopen the Strait of Hormuz by Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, reiterating his threat to bomb Iranian power plants and other facilities. Iran has rejected this demand, vowing to keep the strait closed until war reparations are paid, escalating the standoff. The fashion industry in the U.S. is witnessing a decline in the availability of plus-size clothing options due to the rise of GLP-1s, obesity treatment drugs. Many stores are reportedly discontinuing these items, sparking concerns about the resurgence of a skinny culture. Next, here are the key stories from Europe. Germany is advancing its military modernization, while AI-driven election campaigns have become an issue in Hungary. The Pope has called for peace, and drug exploitation of girls is increasing in the UK. There are also protests against plans to export Mexican art to Spain. A new military modernization law in Germany requires German men aged 17 to 45 to potentially obtain military approval for stays exceeding 3 months. This measure is part of efforts to strengthen defense capabilities in response to threats from Russia. Ahead of the general election in Hungary, Prime Minister Viktor Orbán's Fidesz party is reportedly using AI-generated fake videos to attack political opponents, fueling aggressive rhetoric in the election campaign. In his first Easter Mass, Pope Leo XIV urged world leaders, particularly those with the power to unleash war, to choose peace, appealing for a de-escalation of conflicts worldwide, including the war in Iran. Next, here are the key stories from the Middle East. The war between Iran and the United States and Israel is intensifying, with tensions rising over the Strait of Hormuz. Iran is attacking Gulf states, and clashes with Israel are expanding in Lebanon. U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to attack civilian infrastructure in Iran, including bridges and power plants, if the Strait of Hormuz is not reopened by Monday. This ultimatum has heightened regional tensions. Iran has reportedly shot down 2 U.S. military aircraft in its war with the United States, while Israel has bombed bridges in Lebanon. These actions indicate a significant escalation of hostilities. Air defense systems in the United Arab Emirates responded to missile and drone attacks from Iran. Reports indicate that 86% of the weapons prepared by Iran were aimed at Gulf states rather than Israel, suggesting a broader regional conflict. Next, here are the key stories from Russia. Drone attacks by Ukraine have targeted refineries and oil infrastructure, and a cargo ship in the Sea of Azov was attacked, resulting in casualties. Domestically, the formation of a new government is progressing, and the ruble has strengthened against the dollar and euro due to rising oil prices. Internet restrictions in some regions are affecting election activities. Ukraine's drone attacks have damaged oil refineries in the Nizhny Novgorod region and oil transport infrastructure near the Baltic port of Primorsk. The Russian Ministry of Defense announced the interception of 87 drones, with 19 shot down over the Leningrad region. A cargo ship of the Volgobalt type sank in the Sea of Azov after a drone attack, resulting in 1 death and 2 missing persons. The governor of Kherson Oblast reported this as a terrorist attack. The first appointments for Russia's new government have been announced, with Kommersant newspaper compiling the ministerial personnel, indicating the ongoing formation of the government. Next, here are the key stories from China. China is pursuing technological superiority with the world's first flight of a hydrogen-fueled engine aircraft and plans for space-based solar power with military applications. It is strengthening investment in North Africa and advancing AI talent acquisition and high-speed rail construction domestically. China has successfully achieved the first flight of an unmanned cargo aircraft equipped with its indigenously developed megawatt-class hydrogen-fueled turboprop engine, the AEP-100, in Hunan province, marking a significant milestone in hydrogen propulsion technology. A new design for China's space-based solar power project, JURI, has revealed its capability to transmit directional microwave beams to the ground that can disrupt or secure military communications, enabling a wide range of missions including communication, reconnaissance, and interference. In response to the US-Iran conflict and its impact on logistics in the Strait of Hormuz, China is strengthening energy, infrastructure, and industrial investments in North Africa in 2026, diversifying energy sources based on the Belt and Road Initiative. Next, here are the key stories from Japan. Domestically, the government's response to naphtha supply issues amid Middle East tensions, structural reforms by major automakers, and a cooling system malfunction at Fukushima Daiichi Nuclear Power Plant Unit 2 were the main developments. Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi announced on the 5th via excerpt policy to secure 4 months of domestic demand for naphtha, a raw material for petrochemical products, and to double imports from sources outside the Middle East. This addresses concerns over supply disruptions. Nissan Motor is reportedly facing difficulties in its collaboration talks with Honda regarding next-generation technologies, leading to plans to cut 7 factories and reduce its global workforce by 20,000 employees by the fiscal year ending March 2028. This move signals a significant restructuring within the company. A cooling pump for the spent fuel pool at Fukushima Daiichi Nuclear Power Plant Unit 2 stopped at approximately 2:45 p.m. on the 5th, triggering an alarm. However, no external radioactive impact or injuries have been confirmed, indicating the incident was contained. Next, here are the key stories from Asia-Oceania. While tensions between the US and Iran are rapidly escalating, a crucial bill for women's seat reservation is being advanced in India, raising concerns about the health of federalism. Furthermore, rising fuel costs due to the Middle East situation are leading to a shift towards EVs in public transportation in Malaysia. US-Iran tensions escalate. US President Donald Trump issued a strong warning to Iran, stating "You will see hell if the Strait of Hormuz is not opened by the April 6 deadline," hinting at attacks on energy infrastructure. Meanwhile, the Iranian military claimed on April 5 to have destroyed 3 US aircraft, 2 Black Hawk helicopters and 1 C-130 transport plane, in southern Isfahan that were participating in the search for a downed US F-15E fighter jet. India advances women's seat reservation and raises federalism concerns. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced the convening of a special parliamentary session from April 16 to 18 to accelerate the reservation of 33% of seats for women in the federal parliament and state assemblies. Additionally, Supreme Court Justice B.V. Nagrathna warned that the increasing legal disputes between the federal and state governments are eroding cooperative federalism and weakening the constitutional structure. Malaysia shifts transportation modes due to rising fuel costs. Amidst global crude oil supply disruptions caused by the Middle East situation leading to soaring fuel prices, Malaysians are increasingly shifting to alternative transportation methods such as electric vehicles, EVs, and trains. Some residents are opting to purchase EVs as a long-term solution. Next, here are the key stories from South America. The Falkland Islands are hosting an economic development forum from April 6, 2026, aiming for long-term economic growth centered on the oil industry and creating new industries through improvements in communication infrastructure. The Falkland Islands have commenced an economic development forum from April 6, 2026, to discuss the challenges and dynamics of future economic development driven by the oil and telecommunications industries. The islands are planning a transition to an oil-based economy that will sustain for the next 30 to 40 years through the Sea Lion Island project, which is expected to generate billions of dollars in economic benefits. This significant economic transformation is planned to proceed in conjunction with improvements in communication infrastructure and the opening up of the economy to new industrial sectors that were previously unfeasible. That concludes today's Global News Report. Have a great day. Thank you for watching.